Working on this thing today, working on the clutch pedal. I got the column out because I was getting the brake pedal out and decided I'd just build onto this. I've got a pedal. This is a piece of metal I cut down. This will probably get thinned out because I don't think the clutch pedal needs to weigh 10 pounds. So we're going to thin this down here. I drilled a hole in this side. This is just a metal sleeve from the hardware store. And then inside that I have a brass bushing and then my bolt that will bolt that to the box that I'm going to build. So we'll have a nice smooth rotation. We shouldn't have any squeaking, hopefully. But my plan is to basically come off of here, come up, and it'll be in line with this pivot point, so then my pedals will be lined up better. So we're going to work on the box and see how that looks. Okay, got the start of my pedal here. This is just a little piece I cut out, 3 pieces, tacked them together. They're going to go right over this bushing because as the state of this pedal box, I'm probably not going to be taking it apart to work on it. So this is going to go on here and get welded on here and here, and then we'll build another box off of the top of this that this pedal will pivot, and we'll try to keep the 2 pivots in as close to the same spot as possible so the pedals are pretty close to the same. But I'm going to go ahead and get a hole drilled in this so I'll be able to show you how I'm going to hold the pedal onto this, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking for my pivot. I've got, I drilled a hole in this plate. It's got a nut welded in from the other side. So this will go in here. This box will be welded here. And then there will be another piece that comes off, goes up, goes over, so when you tighten it down, you're not pinching this, you're just tightening the bolt so that this can still have plenty of motion, which the brass bushing is inside. So it'll come up, over, and then back down to this side and be welded on solid. And that should be plenty for a clutch pedal, especially hydraulic, because it won't be pushing that hard anyways. So we're going to work on getting the rest of the box made and make sure that nut's straight because it looks a little crooked right now, but we'll get the rest of this box made and tacked on and see how it looks. Alright, here is the pedal box, pretty much finished. Got my little sleeve in there. I'm going to add a washer just to get rid of any slop side to side, not that I think it would matter. Got the pedal trimmed down to a normal thickness. So the next step is going to be to weld it on here. Careful not to get too hot so we don't melt what's left of the bushing for the brake pedal. Okay, just got back from the Driveshaft shop and got the new Driveshaft installed. I bought this Sonex adapter off of Summit, and then Driveshaft place, they put me in a slip yoke. I've got my 1350 U-joint up here, and it's still a 1310 in the rear going to this little 8.2 inch 10 bolt. So shouldn't have any problems up here. But now we got this done, we got to finish bolting everything in, like the mounts here, and get some washers for our cross member put on, and then we'll pretty much be all set underneath once we fill it up with fluid and hook the VSS sensor in. Didn't film it, but got the clutch line ran. It's not finalized yet, but we were able to keep the GM quick connect here. So if this thing has to come out in the future, that'll make that a lot easier. The slave cylinder, or the clutch master cylinder, I mean, you can't really see it, but it's up there. It's out of an 87 Corvette. So I'm getting pretty close to having this thing back on the ground and driving. Okay, got the car back on the ground, got the shifter in. It's not mounted yet, just hooked to the transmission. Did a little test earlier, and the clutch is definitely working. Before I put the shifter in, I got the bolts down in there on the drive shaft tightened up. Now I'm working on the plate that's going to mount the shifter, and I've got this so far. This is going to be the plate that goes over that hole, and then that hole there should be about the same size to go around that shifter. And then I'll drill holes in this that I can then bolt through these holes, which will make the shifter nice and sturdy. At least that's the plan. So now we're going to cut this hole out. Alright, got the plate mocked up in here. Got 2 bolts in it. In the shifter. It's real solid, goes into all the gears nice. So what we're going to do, I've got a little nutsert tool, and everywhere there's a screw, I'm going to use that as the pilot hole, and I'm going to drill it out and put a nutsert for a little 1/4-inch bolt probably. And then we'll paint this piece up real nice, and that'll be it for now until we figure out a boot to put over it. But once we get this done, then we can start putting the interior back together and maybe go take it for a test drive. Okay, got the car outside, got the master cylinder in and bled. Didn't record much of it because it's kind of frustrating. Got the shifter plate in and mounted. Feels pretty good. So now we're getting ready to go for the first drive, and we'll try not to tear anything up.
Taking off. Smoky burnouts and things.
No burnouts on this one. Speedometer still works.
Well, that's good. This doesn't seem right, does it?
faster than 23. Yeah. 1900 RPMs, whatever that means. Here you go. Doesn't grind like the Chevette. That's good.
Okay, gonna do the big launch. Gonna launch it. He's killed it. He's a noob. Not used to all that power.
Used to having so much to do with my feet.